All righty, welcome back to those of you who have been following the series, either in person or by watching the replays, and a warm welcome if this is your very first time joining. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers, and I'm William Craig III, a professional career coach, and I have a clear mission for this series to help you move beyond overwhelm and into action. Fact is, people who put out resources with hundreds of AI prompts, they're well-meaning, but too many prompts can be paralyzing. So instead, I've decided to focus on giving you just one powerful, practical prompt each and every day. My goal is real simple: to help you run your job search or your job campaign with clarity, confidence, and strategy, using AI as your assistant, not your replacement. And today, as always, we're going to be building on that momentum. If you've missed any of the segments, feel free to visit my LinkedIn profile to watch the replays, or on my YouTube channel, which is called Get Up and Get a Job. And guess what? I'll be sharing that information later. And Michael, thanks so much already out of the gate. I saw the comment that you put in there. Hey, Pamela from California, Cali girl. Wish they all could be California girls. All right, I can't do any more because then you'd have to pay me for it. All right. But look, Michael, I'll address your question before we leave today. But that's a great question, and part of it's my fault, Michael. So again, I'll make sure that we hit that. So today, in today's session, episode, whatever you want to call this, look, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of career coaches will tell you to do, but they won't tell you how to do it, or the best way to do it. Let me put it that way. So if you're out there and you've been told that your resume needs to line up one-to-one for the applicant tracking systems, then this is going to be familiar for you. Now, part of the problem is there are, I'm not going to name them, but there are platforms out there that you can use where you can take your resume and you can take a job description. And guess what you can do? You can pop them in there and they will tell you how close or how far away you are to that job description so that you're getting it through the applicant tracking system. And if you're not familiar with the applicant tracking system, also called the ATS, this is a tool that it's AI, but it's a tool that companies use to we like to say weed out. They don't like us to say that, but the bottom line is it helps to funnel in the most quote unquote qualified candidates. Well, what it really does is it funnels in the candidates whose resumes are most closely aligned with the job description. And how it does that is it takes a look at the keywords and phrases that are in that job description, and then it grades your resume based on the number of those keywords and phrases that are in your resume. So, there's debate about whether it's 70 to 85%. The employers get to toggle the switch to determine what the grade needs to be. But the bottom line is if you fall within the range they set, then your resume gets through the applicant tracking system and actually gets to a person. And now once we get to a person, there's more work we got to do, but that's a session for another time in the series. But here we go. So today we're going to attack this because all of the systems or the platforms that I've seen out there charge you money at some point. Okay. Some of them will give you a couple of free hits, 2 or 3. I know some of them used to give you 5, but I don't think they do that anymore. But they'll give you 2 or 3 times to put your resume in and a job description in and grade it for you, tell you what you should be working to improve on. But then you got to pay. And here we go. That's not cool. Okay. So if you've already got, and you don't have to have a paid subscription to ChatGPT, for example. You guys know I like working in chat, although I work in many platforms, but we use ChatGPT for this series. And although I have a paid account, you don't have to have a paid account, all right, to do this. But here's the thing, if you're already paying for that, why pay for all of these other platforms when ChatGPT can do the very same thing for you? OM energy, huh? William, were you telling me what? Yes, I'm telling you what. So let's take a look and let's see here. I'm going to bring this to the stage. So what I did was in preparation for today's session is I went to, and we'll bring that to the stage, LinkedIn, another one of my favorite platforms or tools to use. And so here we go. I went to LinkedIn, and as you know, Mary Mac's resume has been uploaded already. So chat already has Mary Mac's resume. And so when we've been doing a lot of things for Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black, right? But today I went to LinkedIn to find a job as an accounts receivable specialist. And the last place we had Mary Mac was in San Francisco, California. So I left it there. So here we can see that this is a position that was posted about a month ago. 54 people clicked apply. And this was something I just did today. I just pulled up, so it's still live on LinkedIn today. All right, it's a hybrid job. It's a full-time job. All right, so let's take a look here about the job. And the job is with a company called Even Up. Even Up is one of the fastest growing generative AI startups in history. On a mission to level the playing field for personal injury victims, which range from motor vehicle accidents to child abuse cases. Now, remember, this is for an accounts receivable specialist position. Alrighty, our products empower law firms to secure faster settlements, higher payouts, and better outcomes for those who need it most. As an AR specialist at Even Up, you will manage and collect outstanding receivables, maintain accurate records in Stripe, resolve billing issues, collaborate cross-functionally, and support reporting and month-end processes to ensure timely payment and adherence to company policies. So that's their narrative. It's a snapshot of what the job entails. And again, remember, this is something that I want you to do. I'm encouraging you. You can go wherever you want to go. If you're going to go to one of the big job boards, remember what we always coach: don't post your resume. Just use them to get the information. All righty. And you can take the information about the job and boom, do what I'm going to show you how to do here. But in this case, we got this from LinkedIn. And so now let's continue here to get more information about Mary would be doing in this position. So what you'll do, let's make this a little bit larger. There we are. What you'll do: collect outstanding accounts receivables while ensuring adherence to company policy, maintain our payments platform, Stripe, as a system of record, strategically organize a cadence of collection activity based on age of unpaid receivables, collect customer payments in accordance with payment due dates, provide timely follow-up on outstanding accounts and accounts with prior payment arrangements, review and research customer disputes and billing issues in a timely and professional manner to resolve delays in payments from customers, collaborate with other departments as needed to resolve collection issues. Uh, and I'm going to share something I just realized as I'm reading this. Maintain detailed and accurate collection records and provide reports to management as assigned. Identify issues attributing to account delinquency and discuss them with management. Assist in month-end process and other projects as assigned. Oh, there's the old other duties as assigned. They snuck that in a 21st century way, huh? But look at this. They're giving you some clues here on a couple of these as it relates to the outcomes. Because when we talk about creating those bullet points on your resume, sometimes people struggle with the outcome. So let's look at this one, for example: review and research customer disputes and billing issues in a timely and professional manner. Now, sometimes people will stop right there when they're creating a bullet point on their resume. And then we encourage you to do what? Provide that logical outcome, that benefit to the business. And so in this case, here we go. To do what? Resolve delays in payments from customers. So if you were putting this bullet point on your resume, you would say review and let's say you were still at the company. And you don't use I, me, or my on your resume, but review and research customer disputes and billing issues in a timely and professional manner, resolving delays in payments from customers. All right. So again, just wanted to throw that in for free. You don't have to pay for that one. All right, then it says what we look for: a bachelor's degree in accounting or finance, 2 to 5 years of professional work experience, comfortable using Google Sheets or Excel. We talked about Excel last time. Excellent communication skills, both written and verbal, and the ability to interact professionally with vendors and internal teams. Self-motivated and driven to achieve goals with a proactive approach to tasks. Exceptional attention to detail with outstanding organizational and time management skills. I don't like time management. It's really task management, but I'm not going to argue with them. Familiarity with ERP systems and accounts payable / receivable automation tools. They give some examples: NetSuite, Ramp, and Stripe. Prior experience with business to business software as a service business models or experience working in a high growth environment is preferred. Knowledge of relevant financial regulations and best practices in accounts receivable. So we're going to take that information and plug it into chat. But before we do, I want to note this, and I'm seeing this a lot lately. Notice to candidates: Even Up has been made aware of fraudulent job postings and unaffiliated third parties posing as our recruiting team. Please know that we have no affiliation or connection to these situations. We only post open rules on our career page, and it gives you the address of the career page. So even this job posting that we found in LinkedIn, we could go to the career page and we can look to see if we see this job to make sure that it's still open. All right. And then it goes on to say, or reputable job boards like our official LinkedIn, and you see it's purpled out there because that's where I got this, or Indeed pages. So they do use Indeed to post jobs, and all official Even Up recruitment emails will come from these domains: evenuplaw.com, evenup.ai, and X, evenuplaw.com, or no reply at ashbyhq.com email addresses. So this is so way cool because we talk to you, we tell you, do your research. And oftentimes you'll say, well, how will I know if it's a scam or not? Well, this company is giving you notice. If it's not coming from one of these email addresses, if it's not listed on their official LinkedIn site or page rather, if it's not listed on Indeed, if it's not listed on their career page, then guess what? It ain't theirs. I know that's poor English, but it's the truth. All right. So really cool stuff. And this is good. I need you guys to remember this. So you want to protect yourselves. All right. So let's get to the promptamundo. All right. So come on, scroll up. There we go. Went too far. Come on down. So that's about the company. I'm going to copy. You'll see. I'm going to copy all of this. Here we go. Copy. All right. So all of that information right there is what we're copying. And stop sharing and close this page so that I can share my ChatGPT page. Let's get that maximized. And now we're going to share the screen again. And boom. Here we are. Bring it to the stage. And let's get all of this stuff closed. And then what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's see, that looks a little small. We'll get this a little larger. There we are. So, all right. So we see some of the other things. And what I'll do, so Michael asked a question early on. Let me just read Michael's question. Let's see here. Michael says, one thing I miss is saving the transcripts in chat, therefore allowing copy and paste of the prompts. Is there a way to do this in this new platform? So yes, there is. So first of all, shame on me because I said I was going to copy and paste the link to this particular, each and every one of the sessions that we have. And I forgot to do that last time. But here we go. You'll be able to retrieve this. You should be able to see it on LinkedIn. You should be able to see it on YouTube. So if you go to Get Up and Get a Job, as a matter of fact, well, I'll put that up in just a minute. Get Up and Get a Job is the name of the YouTube channel, or you can simply go to William W. Craig, the number 3. That's my LinkedIn profile address, and you should be able to see these, see it posted. So I'll add that today. Y'all make sure, don't let me out of here before I do that for you. Okay. All right. So here we go. Okay, this is more stuff that we did for Mary before. Okay, come on, let's get all the way down here. Here we go. So here's the prompt that I started for today. Using the following description, review Mary's resume and list the top 5 keyword mismatches to fix. Okay, so here I'm going to paste in the job description information and let's see what chat comes up with. All right. After comparing Mary Mack's resume to the AR specialist role at Even Up, here are the top 5 keyword or phrasing, it threw that in there, mismatches that need to be addressed for stronger alignment with the job description. So, number 1, Stripe is missing, high priority. Why it matters. Stripe is mentioned twice in the job description as their core payments platform and system of record. Mary's resume does not reference any experience with Stripe, even though she has worked with large payment platforms. The fix, add a line under technical skills. You all know at the very bottom of our resume, we have those technical skills. Familiar with payment platforms, including ACH systems and open to learning tools like Stripe. So I love this because, hey, it's not saying I already know Stripe, but it addresses it. And why is this important? Because remember, we got to match one-to-one with that ATS. Okay, one-to-one with the ATS. So by having Stripe on the resume, even though we don't know how to use it, it helps us to get another one of those points that we can move the resume through the ATS. Now, instead of saying familiar with payment platforms, including ACH systems, in our technical skills, we can simply list ACH systems. And here's what I would suggest. Go to YouTube, all righty? And what are we going to put in YouTube? How to use Stripe. Exactly. Okay. Learn how to use Stripe. And you can even set up a free Stripe account. Okay. Yes, you can. Stripe is, you can set up a free account and create one for yourself and pretend you're selling something and see how it works. But again, go to YouTube, learn how to use it. And so now you can put on here ACH systems and you can include Stripe. And that's how you can fix that. Here we go. If she has touched Stripe before, even tangentially, use Stripe to verify transactions. Come on, William, learn how to read. Resolve billing issues and maintain receivables accuracy. So again, this is if she has used it before, even if she's just used it a little bit and has some familiarity, she can add that as a bullet point. All right, let's move on. Number 2. Collections cadence delinquency strategy is missing. What does that mean? And this is moderate priority. It matters because the job highlights building a cadence of collection activity based on account age. Mary references collections but doesn't speak to her strategy, prioritization, or approach to aged receivables. So here's the fix. Update bullet points to show strategic targeting. It might say something like this: strategically organized and executed collections activity based on aging tiers to improve, and I would take out the word improve too, and change improve to improving recovery and reducing days outstanding. That's a strong bullet point. All right. So strategically organized and executed collections activity based on aging tiers, improving recovery, and reducing days outstanding. We get our formula for our bullet point, our accomplishment bullet point. I did X, which resulted in Y, clearly from this example. All right, number 3, we got a couple more to go. Cross-functional collaboration, implied but not named. And this is moderate priority. So here's why it matters. The role emphasizes collaboration with internal departments to resolve disputes. Mary demonstrates this through actions, but the phrase cross-functional doesn't appear. Yes, y'all, it is that serious. Yes, we need to be that granular when we are putting our resume together. So some of you guys are out there, especially my older workers, and say, oh, they're just passing on me because I'm older. No, maybe they're passing on you because you're not really matching up your skill set to the job description correctly. And what I'm doing for you today is I'm showing you how you can use ChatGPT to take your resume, take the job description, and ask it, hey, what am I missing here? What do I need to fix? Alrighty. So it says here, it's important for ATS and clarity. So the fix, update a bullet to include the phrase explicitly. Collaborated cross-functionally with legal and billing teams to resolve payment issues and maintain audit-ready documentation. I love it. So again, we changed this again, collaborated cross-functionally with legal and billing teams. Here we go. Resolving payment issues and maintaining audit-ready documentation. And that is, again, another powerful bullet point. Plus, we're going to get those brownie points from the ATS so it can move right along to a person. All right, 2 more. ERP systems / automation tools. Tools listed but not framed as ERP or automation. Again, moderate priority. Why this matters? The description values familiarity with ERP systems and automation tools like NetSuite, Ramp, or Stripe. We read that. Mary lists NetSuite and SAP, but not under an ERP/automation framing. So here we go. Update technical skills section. ERP and finance systems. And then we can add SAP, NetSuite, Aderant, CMS, QuickBooks, which are in her resume. And then in parentheses, AP/AR automation and reconciliation tools. I love it. I love it. I love it. And here we go once again, because Mary has taken my advice and she's gone on YouTube and she's learned about how to use Stripe. She can also add Stripe to this list. So yes, we can use it twice or 3 times or even 4 times, okay? Because we can add it in the core competencies section as well. Hint, hint. All right, number 5, and we're almost done for today. And I'm going to remember to put the information in the chat. I'll definitely check your comments in just a moment. Month-end process. Mentioned briefly, but not emphasized. Now, it says low priority. But here we go. I'm going to say if chat thinks it's missing, then I think we need to add it. So why this matters? Month-end reporting and reconciliation support is a required part of the role. Mary's resume alludes to these skills, but she should emphasize her role in monthly close cycles. The fix, add a bullet or update existing one to say, assisted in month-end close by reconciling unapplied payments and validating client account balances. And here we go. It's missing the other part to show what the logical benefit was of doing this. And so it's asking me if I want help with revising her resume, and I'm going to skip that, but I'm going to ask it, okay, please update the following bullet point. I'll just say bullet, using my instructions for bullets. All right, because I've already given it instructions about how we structure bullets. So please update the following bullet using my instructions for bullets. And boom. And it's thinking. Absolutely. Based on your formatting preferences, start with a verb. See, now it's telling you what I've already taught it. Use semicolon separated sentence fragments with no periods and end with a clear outcome or benefit. Here's the revised bullet point. Great job, chat. All right. Supported month-end close, reconciled unapplied payments, validated client account balances, ensured, and I would say ensuring reporting accuracy and timely financial completion. Let me know if you'd like this inserted into a specific section of Mary's resume or adjusted for tone or emphasis. So no, I'm good. I'll give it a thumbs up. And that's that. All right, so let's do the share piece because I don't want to forget again. Have you guys sending me cards and letters saying, hey, you forgot to do it again. What happened? All right, so I've copied it and take a look. All righty. And now I'm going to post this comment. Let's paste and boom. And again, if you want this, you want to see this. And by doing this, actually by utilizing this, you will see everything that we've done with Mary so far. So if you missed anything, you can watch the replays, but this is even better because you'll actually be able to go to the chat page and see all of the prompts, and you can begin working right there for yourself. All right, let's see. Michael put something else in here. Really, we're doing the weather. I often come across, or let's see, I get a certain degree of skill and I quickly acquire that cert, however, for the BA requirements. Okay, so here we go. Michael's basically saying, hey, I get it, William. You're talking about the Stripe requirement. Mary can go to YouTube, learn a little bit about Stripe, and include that in her resume. But they're requiring a bachelor's degree. And if I only have an associate's degree, how do I compensate? Well, here's the deal. Number one, you can go ahead and apply. The fact is, you don't have a bachelor's degree, so there's no way around that. All right. But remember the whole point of jazzing up our resume the way we do. We want to show our value. So it may be the case that you will still be accepted even though you don't have a bachelor's degree. Now, let me just warn you, there are some companies where, I mean, it's written in stone. If the job description says you have to have one, then you have to have one. All right. But there are some companies where, you can read the language where they say that, let's say a bachelor's degree is preferred. Right. So that doesn't mean it's required. It means it's preferred. Sometimes the language might say bachelor's degree required or X number of years of experience in lieu of a degree. All right. So you got to read the fine print. But the other thing is, and I know this is hard for many of you can always reach out to the company. Now, a company like this, where they've given us literally the contact information, you could reach out and you could say, I feel I'm highly qualified, feel I can do the job. However, I am missing a bachelor's degree. Would I still be considered as a serious candidate with only an associate's degree? And see what they say. Okay, so that's how we handle that. All right. But again, bottom line is, at the end of the day, we have to try. Okay. It's really as simple as that. We have to try. Okay. So I have put the link to today's, well, all of the session, but definitely today's session, our ChatGPT session, which gives you access to all of the sessions that we have done in working with Mary. You can also go to, again, William W. Craig, the number 3. That's my LinkedIn profile, and you should be able to see information there as well. My YouTube channel, Get Up and Get a Job. Just go to YouTube and type in Get Up and Get a Job, and it'll take you directly there. You should be able to see this in the comments section. All righty. So let's go ahead and we'll stop sharing. Bring me back to the stage. And I don't think that I've told you that today's sponsor is Protect Little Lungs. Did you know that summertime is the time that germs just go crazy? And they go crazy in the bodies of our little loved ones, our cherished loved ones, our children, our grandchildren. Well, guess what? At Protect Little Lungs, they'll show you where you can get child size N95, the real deal masks, which were purchased from FEMA, from the government, for our little ones to help protect them. All righty. And one of the other things we want you to know is I've got a free gift for you just for joining us today. The 3 things employers expect you to know but won't tell you. It's a free guide. You can go to careertransitionsecrets.com and pick up your free guide there. And here we go. As we close out today's episode, again, you can watch the replays on my LinkedIn profile, William W. Craig 3. Go to events, or you can go to my YouTube channel, which is named Get Up and Get a Job. Again, I hope that this has been beneficial to you. Thanks for spending time with me, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. In the meantime, in between time, stay safe in all you do. God bless. Bye-bye, everybody.